Owners make these mistakes every year, Mike. There's certain guys who are coordinators, and they're meant to be coordinators. We always feel like that you do well as a coordinator, that means you should be elevated to a head coach. I just never got the feeling that Ben McAdoo had head coaching qualities. Did you?
I saw some things last year, Dan, and you never know. Listen, I always make the point. The most storied coordinator of any generation was Bill Arnsparger. He was the architect of the great Miami defense. Mm-hmm. We heard as much about him as we almost did Don Shula. He came to the Giants. He went 7-24 as the head coach. They ran him out of town. He was miserable. You never know if a coordinator, great coordinators, are terrible head coaches. North Turner, Wade Phillips, great coordinators, terrible head coaches. There is no connection between the two. I saw some glimmers last year, but it's funny. He slicked his hair back this year, and he's been dumber than a brick since day one. I mean, I don't know if it's that there's a correlation. Last year I saw some things that were okay. This year it has been the wrong moment, the wrong statement, the wrong turn since day one. And this team has been spiraling out of control since Beckham got hurt in the preseason. They didn't handle that well. They didn't know how to handle it. They built this team around Beckham's explosiveness. They were in awe of Beckham's explosiveness. They never disciplined him, which hurt this team dramatically. And it was all built about getting the ball to Beckham. When he got hurt in training camp, when he got hurt in the preseason game, it destroyed the season.
In the 30-plus years you've been doing this, the worst-run organization you've come across is who in New York?
That's a tough one. There's a couple who have been really bad at times, really dysfunctional. But, I would say that you would have to think that the Jets have been probably pound for pound the worst. The Knicks have made a lot of bad decisions, but remember, they did have the Riley run, which was superb. I would say day in and day out, it's been the Jets, except for the Parcells years. They've been first, but we've had a lot of teams that have been run at times very poorly, whether it's the Jets, the Knicks, the Mets, you can go down the line. Very few. The Giants and the Yankees almost always are really on a different level and held completely differently with enormous esteem. This is very un-Giant-like. This is almost starting to be Giant pre-80. Remember, the Giants had an incredibly dysfunctional period from 64 until 80. They're almost spinning back into that mode right now.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.